Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my people. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about this boring episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season 10, episode 16. OMG. It was boring. But anyways, let's get into it. So we got Kandi meeting up with Mama Joyce, basically at her house. And Mama Joyce breaks the news to Kandi that she has been talking to Portia. And basically, she kind of forgives Portia. And she thinks Kandi needs to move on from her grudge and her angriness towards Portia, because she feels like Portia was manipulated and taken advantage of. And she was being loyal to, Phaedra, because she thought Phaedra was her girl. And so Kandi was like, no, she has to own up to something, because you know what? I just want her to own up that she was wanting to win the argument, and so she threw anything that could possibly hurt her up in that conversation. So basically, Kandi feels like Portia should take ownership and stop saying that she let Phaedra use her to be a mule to spread and spew gossip and negativity towards Kandi. So Kandi says she doesn't really want to talk about it. Basically, she says that, Portia left the trip early because she was feeling some type of way because the girls keep bringing up the issue. And so Mama Joyce then says, the voice of reason, oh shit, maybe you should tell the girls not to bring it up anymore. Maybe you should tell the girls not to talk about the situation or something, because it seems like Mama Joyce is actually on, Portia's side. And that's something to say, for Mama Joyce to be on Portia's side and believe, Portia and what she says. That says a lot. But anyways, Kandi is just like, well, I would just want her to own up to it, basically, and not use anybody else's name. And then they talk about Nene being upset, Nene being mad, basically because of Kim with the cockroaches and Brielle with the pictures and stuff like that. Basically, it is what it is with that situation. So the conversation ends. So then we get Sheree. She meets up with Kim, and basically Kim comes to Sheree's house because Sheree is the house N-word. So basically, Kim is continued to, defame and spew rhetoric about, Nene, basically saying Nene's this, Nene's that. Nene said kids are not, kids should be off limits. So does Sheree. Sheree totally kind of like agrees with Kim, and basically she's not really defending Nene at all. She doesn't need to defend Nene because Nene don't need her to defend her. But we can see that Sheree has a beef with Nene, and she don't like her either, and she's rolling with Kim. So hopefully Kim and Sheree will not be on next season, because Sheree doesn't have a storyline at all. And just watching this lady just kiss Kim's butt and not let her know from right from wrong and agree with her, but Sheree says she really don't give a shit because she's just worried about cashing her VH1 check. She's just worried about cashing her Bravo checks. Basically, that's what Sheree is worried about. She don't really care about Kim and her kid. She don't really care about Nene and her situation. She just want to make sure she's still on TV. She's still carrying the bone. She still got money, and hopefully her boyfriend that's in jail will be getting out and they can make sweet love. So anyways, Kim is basically going in on Nene, talking about Nene is this, Nene is that, because Sheree tells her about the trip to Barcelona, that she had to stay in the basement in this twin bedroom, and it was so awful. There's some people don't even got beds to sleep in. There's some people that couch search, so come on, be realistic. So anyways, and so then Kim was like, oh, what about your back? Like, they don't care about your back. She was like, they don't care about my back. And then that's when Kim goes, well, Nene shouldn't have any back problems because she been making money off her back for 40 years being a stripper. Woo, calling her a hoe. And she hasn't been stripping for 40 years, you idiot. So anyways, so Kim is going in on Nene and talking about, it was a harmless picture of what Brielle did, and Nene has no right to come towards her or her daughter or call her racist or core racist, because basically Nene calling them racist and saying that the KKK people has been coming after Kim and her family and been sending harmful death threats, and people been coming after them like, yeah, right, nobody believes it, it's not true, we don't believe shit you say, Kim, because if you don't look human, we don't believe you because you ain't human. So anyways, it is what it is. So, Kim is sitting up there lying up a storm. I'm surprised Croy wasn't outside waiting. So anyways, it was funny how Sheree had the plastic cups ready with the wine. So anyways, that's what, Kim is just like, and so then, Sheree's also saying that the girls wanted me to confront you and everything, and so what am I going to say to you? And she was like, it ain't my business to correct you, it ain't my business to check you. And Sheree's absolutely right. It ain't her business to check Kim, it ain't her business to come at Kim, but this is a show, and you're part of it, and you need a storyline. So it'd be nice if you would do your job other than just carrying the bone, because you ain't carrying the bone correctly, because you ain't giving all information due diligent like you're supposed to, because you would have told Nene about Braylee taking pictures of the roaches way before you went to Barcelona. So anyways, Kim is just basically saying Nene's on drugs. She looks like she's on drugs. She's this, she's that. So, Kim is just really being very, nasty towards, Nene, saying that she's on drugs, which is wrong, which is not right, because that's actually can hurt her career and hurt her. Basically, people think that she's on drugs. Nobody wants to do business with a drug addict unless, you're the Xanax rapper or something like that. So, or Xan or whatever. So, anyways, then they talk about Nene losing her gig and all this other stuff, basically. And so Kim feels like it's all good. She wants to see Nene do wrong. She wants to see Nene hurt. She wants to see Nene buried 6 feet under so many different words, because she's trying to bury her with words on this show and trying to discredit her and make her look bad. And basically she said Nene needs to keep her legs closed, because she was dating a married man with 5 kids, and she needs to keep her legs closed to married man. So basically Kim is throwing a shot at Nene, because I believe Nene said that as well, but Kim didn't keep her legs closed to married man. So, and then Croy had a girlfriend when Kim met him, and then before Kim was messing with Big Papa, she was messing with another married man from the state that she's from, that was like the governor or the mayor or the city councilman or somebody, whatever. So anyways, Sheree kind of says that she don't think the video was right or whatever, because it can people can look at it kind of, negatively or whatever. So anyways, it is what it is. And then then you got Nene, she's at her house or whatever, basically talking about the situation with Greg and her son Brett or whatever, talking about what was going on. And then she finds out that Brett actually invited Braylee over, but it was like a planned thing, because Kim was invited by Sheree, and so Braylee, she called Brett and asked him if she can come over and chill, whatever, blah, and the third, when they was having an all-white party, because she knew her mother was there, she knew her father was there, and basically she was going to see what type of information she can get. And you can tell that Britt is not that bright when it comes to people being manipulated and people having, ill intent and ill will. And he didn't think that about Braylee, but Braylee did have ill intent and ill will. And she came in, she took them pictures, said Nene got roaches and all this other stuff, which is very negative. What all the ladies are saying, that, it goes back to, you got roaches because you live in the projects. Because before, a long time ago, the projects many years ago were filled with rats, roaches, and it was a very disgusting, dirty place. There was a lot of slum lords. I don't know if the projects are still like that at all, but at one point in time, when you say you're from the projects, they think about roaches and rats, basically, and the elevator smelling like piss. So it is what it is. It's just draining talking about this dumb shit. It's just real dumb. Like, fuck Kim. Get rid of Kim. Don't talk about Kim. Ignore her. Do her like they did. What's her name on the Basketball Wives? Just ignore her and don't film with her, and don't talk to Sheree. Don't talk to Kim, and don't film with them. And then they have no other choice but to get rid of them. That's how you do it. Like, stop giving Kim shine. Stop talking about her. Ignore everything and anything that she says, and then ignore Sheree. And then Sheree will realize, oh, I should have stuck with my sisters, but she didn't. So anyways, Sheree's grasping at straws with Kim, trying their best to stay relevant as hell. So we also get, Portia talking to her sister, and basically she let her sister know that, the trip to Barcelona was very difficult and people coming at her or whatever, but she did reconcile with, Nene Leakes, and basically she was very humble and she was very open to what Nene said, and Nene was the same way. So they was able to rekindle their relationship, and so now Nene is back to being a big sister of Portia. Hopefully, we'll see what happens with that situation. And so Cynthia, she meets up with Will. She's taking him to the airport. And then Will was like, that situation that went down at Kandi's, release party, I wanted to break up with you, but I realized I wasn't even with you. I was like, oh, damn, that's a dig. So it's like, damn, Cynthia, you was over here wilding and acting a fool when you ain't even dating a goddamn man. He ain't even your man. And you knew he wasn't your man. So why would you all in your feelings and crying? Way too much. Too much for you, Cynthia. You got to do, you're grasping for straws too as well. So anyways, Cynthia talks to, Marlo basically, and they talk about the situation that's going on with Nene, with Braylee, with Kim, the Roaches, the letter from the lawyer, because Kim sent a cease and desist letter to Nene Leakes for her not to call her racist and all this other stuff. And so basically, in her being dismissed from the escape tour because she said the Uber rape joke. I actually did a video about the Uber rape joke with Nene's stand-up comedy. It's basically in my What's Going On playlist. If you want to check it out, check it out. It'll be greatly appreciated. Hit them thumbs up, please. So, anyways, it happens. It is what it is. And so Nene's been dismissed from the tour, and basically a lot of things that she's going through. So Marlo and, Cynthia feels like it's a good idea to go, hover around Nene and give her support. So, and then we have, what's her name? Sheree. Sheree meets up with Kandi, basically. And Sheree's on the defense. She's not feeling, Kandi, because Kandi is out here defending Nene and basically doesn't feel like Nene should have been dismissed from the tour because of her Uber joke about rape. And so then that's when, Sheree wants to get all shady, was like, well, I'm surprised you ain't upset in her confessionals, because you was upset with Portia saying that you and, Todd wanted to rape her, and then you got Nene doing a rape joke on your tour, and you don't really want to dismiss her. You said it's the promoters, it's your group, and it's not you. She was like, you guys wasn't friends, and now you guys are friends. I know you wish that was you, Sheree. I know you wish Kandi was lending you a handout, but she know you ain't no good, so she ain't lending a handout to you, Sheree. Kandi actually lend out a hand to, Marlo, and actually supporting Marlo's, t-shirt line and things like that. She's not supporting you, Sheree. You know why? Because you're wiggity whack. So anyways, so Sheree's throwing throwing shots at, basically, Kandi, talking about, Kandi, like, what are you on a Nene train, basically? So basically, Sheree is basically sticking up for Kim, and she was like, well, it's not her job to come at, Kim like that, and they were both wrong. And, Candy's basically trying to say, Braylee was wrong and their children should not get into the beef. The children should not be getting into the situation. And Kandi said it, her daughter is kind of feisty. Her daughter got a little smart mouth, but she would not let her daughter come after any of her co-workers on the show or try to aggravate them on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat or whatever. She wouldn't allow her daughter to do that because she actually has control of her daughter. But Braylee is an adult. So which one is Braylee adult or is she not an adult? So, but she is an adult. So basically, she wants to jump in. Her mom can't control her. So if her mom can't control her daughter, so she can't control how people react to her daughter. So, Kim throwing shots at Nene and Nene throwing shots at Kim is all good. But you know what? It's like a racist tone with Kim. And I believe Kim is racist. I believe Croy is the racist of the racists. So, but they're so blatant ignorant with their racism. They think they're not because they film with black people. They got black people working for them or whatever. So it is what it is with that situation. So, Kandi basically knows that Sheree is on Team Kim. And, it is what it is. It's just like, Kandi feels like she wished Nene could have went to another joke, whatever, but she lets, Sheree knows that she had to tell Nene that she can't be on the tour anymore, and Sheree was happy about that. She was just so happy. And, Nene didn't mean it that way, like she really wanted the woman to get raped, but she doesn't really have any experience in being a comedian. So when the person says to her, I hope you die, B-word, or whatever, Nene responded, as viciously as she could, and it didn't go over well. And basically, it was an uproar, and so Nene got dismissed from the tour. It is what it is. So Sheree doesn't feel bad for Nene at all. Sheree wants anything and everything that's negative that comes, Nene way to come, so she can gossip, so she can giggle and crackle about it, because, Sheree feels like Nene did her wrong. Basically, Sheree feels like whatever Tyrone told her that Nene did, they were trying to take money out of her hand, and supposedly Nene trying to get her fired, and all this other stuff that, she's not feeling Nene, and so it ain't no love lost between Sheree and Nene, but Sheree won't stand up and say that to Nene. She won't come at Nene with the information. She just go behind her back and crackle and giggle with Kim. But she won't stand up to her. She won't say nothing about it. She won't say how she feels. Forget it. If Nene's gonna pop off and yell and scream, or you pop off and you yell and scream, and you yell and scream too, Sheree. You're the muscle woman. You go to the gym. You're built like a dude, but you do have a nice body. You know what I mean? You take care of yourself. So, pop off with her. Why you gotta go behind her back and talk to the enemy and try to get at her when you just go confront her yourself? Why are you scared to talk to her? Why are you scared to tell her, hey, I don't like what you say about Tyrone. Yes, you did try to get with Tyrone. Yes, this, yes, that. Yes, you did try to steal my money. Why can't you confront her? And you're talking about, Kandi being scared to confront Nene because she wants to be kumbaya with her. You trying to be kumbaya too, because when you was on the trip to Barcelona, you didn't want to confront Nene about what she said about Tyrone, how she didn't want to talk about it, and how she said she wasn't dating Tyrone and she wasn't with Tyrone. You didn't want to confront her about it. You left it alone. So what's up? So anyways, moving on. So Nene and Marlo, they go see, Cynthia and Marlo go see Nene at her house or whatever. And so basically, Cynthia asked her the question like, yo, how you feeling with being fired from the tour? How you feel about Kim sending you letters from the papers, from the lawyers, basically assist and deceased letter? How do you feel about this and how you feel about that? And Nene she broke down. She started crying and she was like, yo, I messed up. I wish I would have said something else. People coming after me. People think that I really wanted a woman to get raped. Nene also said in the Bay Area, that is where they started Uber. So most of the people in the audience were Uber drivers. So basically, she said the wrong thing and the wrong crowd of people. And she said the wrong thing, period. But she wish she can go back and change it, but she can't now. And basically, she is suffering the consequences for actually saying something about, rape. And she's actually facing and owning up to these consequences. But it is what it is with the situation. And, she cries. Like right now she's going through a lot and she feels bad, but you know what? She's gonna bounce back. What don't kill you make you stronger. And she's back on this show, and she is the star of the show. She ain't the only star of the show, but she's one of the stars of the show. She's one of the people that helped build the show. But anyways, a lot of people helped build the show too as well. So, they comfort her, and it is what it is. It's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing really they can say to make her feel better, because the only thing they can do is basically console Nene and help her through this situation. And she just wish she never said that joke. And she said she's been a victim of domestic violence. She goes back and she shows where, she talks about her being molested. She talked about her being raped. And, she's an advocate for the for against domestic violence. She's an advocate to help people that have been victimized. And, basically she spoke out of turn. She said the wrong thing, and she wished she probably had more a comedy skill where she can come up with better jokes that people can use against her. And plus, she's in a public eye, so people are going to take everything that she say and dissect it and basically either make her a fan favorite or make her an enemy or make her a villain. But they only can use what she says. And so now she knows, and she's going to do things differently. So Kandi meets up with Kim. Kim is actually like almost 2 hours late. Kandi showed up to the restaurant at 12:57 p.m. And Kim didn't come through until 2:28. Like, come on. Like, Kandi, why did you sit there and you wait for Kim? Like, I hope you got paid extra. I hope there was some type of bonus in that, because I wouldn't have been sitting there waiting for Kim. She is nobody to be waiting for. And you just guys didn't even have a real good conversation for you to even be sitting there waiting many hours. Like, why did you do that, Kandi? And Kim did that on purpose. She was like, oh, let me make this black B word wait on me. I'm gonna make her wait on me. And she sure did. And Kandi done waited on her. So anyways, basically they jump right into it, and it's about Croy, the situation with Croy coming around. None of the other husbands on the show show up to every scene and every event with their husband driving them. And she was like, oh, I like to drink or whatever. You know what, Grant, you can take your husband anywhere you want to. But when, Kim was getting out the car to meet Candace, she was like, I should be back quickly, sweetheart. It shouldn't take me so long. He was like, I hope so. So basically, Kandi was confronting her like, yo, listen, every time you come through, you're not really present. You want to be in and out, get your paycheck in and out, because you don't want to be around us. You don't like us. You can't stand us, but you'll quickly make a coin off of us, black woman. That's what you will do, Kim. And you women need to stop letting Kim make a coin off of you, all of you. But Sheree, I don't know. Sheree just got to go. Sheree's getting on my nerve worse than Portia. and Portia really don't even get on my nerves anymore. So anyways, so basically, Kandi comes off at, Kim, like, because Kim was being nasty. She was trying to talk to her and ask her a question. Kim was like, her face was all, like, still, waxed up, still swollen from surgery, still swollen from Botox or whatever. And she was, like, getting rude with Kandi. Kandi was like, no, it's not that we got a problem with it. And it's not that we're jealous of you. It's not that, we got husbands, too. Our husbands are wrong, but our husbands are not. Our husbands got things to do. Our husbands work. Our husbands making money. Your husband ain't, Kim, so that's why he can show up to every little thing that you do, because he wants to get a check too. He wants to be filmed too. That's why he got his butt done, his face done. And then Kim was talking about that Troy is trying out for football and he wants to be a radio sportscaster or whatever. How is he trying out for football again if he's getting plastic surgery when your face get messed up? When you're playing football, even though you got a helmet on, so why would he be getting plastic surgery? And then why would he be getting butt injects and getting butt pads, surgically done to his butt if he's supposed to be playing football again? So anyways, no one is going to hire Croy to be on their radio station representing them, because he is a dog. He's a doozy, just like you. And so basically, Kandi was just like, yo, so don't be coming at me like that. Don't be disrespecting me. It's the truth. This is how we feel. And so basically, it seems like there was a lot of editing with that conversation, because Kim kept just stopped and just staring, like Kim wouldn't answer the question, like Kim felt like she was too good to answer the question, or Kim felt like she was caught up in her situation where people are recognizing that you're bringing your husband everywhere, and you are the one that brings up Croy 24/7. And they gave examples of the elephant room with Croy this, Croy that. Even at this dinner with Kandi, Kim kept bringing up Croy's going to Costco, Croy just dropped me off. It's like you are trying to bring his name up. You're trying to keep your husband relevant and make him relevant. He's not relevant. No, he's not a fan favorite, and people don't like Croy. People don't like you. I don't like you or your husband or your daughter. So anyways, moving on from that. So basically, Kandi was talking about, Nene's situation. She was hoping that the joke would blow over, but, the promoters and her her group members really wanted Nene to be dismissed. And then Kim was like, you should want that. You should want that. I'm surprised at you, Kandi. And so, Kandi was like, I thought after the apology would blow over, because, now they're trying to force Kandi, Sheree and Kim are trying to force Kandi to be against Nene, to be to have ill intent towards Nene and be happy that she's going through it. Sheree said that she didn't like when the lady was pressing her to come after Kim, but it seems like Sheree was pressing Kandi to go after Nene, basically. And why would Sheree and Kim are on a losing team? Why would Kandi be on a losing team? Candy's her own team. She don't gotta listen to none of y'all. And she actually likes Nene, because she has to like Nene to actually invite her to be on the Escape Tour and do a comedy show. She actually have to like Nene as a person, and she actually have to have a real friendship to do that, because she's inviting her to get money. So basically, Kim and Kandi kind of like make up a little bit or whatever, and they talk about Toddy to the party. It was like, oh, we'll still be friends if it wasn't for the money situation. No, you would have still been friends if Kim didn't feel like she wanted to rob you and take your money and use you like a slave, just like she used Sweetie, basically. And she won. And I would not be sitting at no table with her, point blank, period, because, Portia did spread rumors about Kandi, but it was cleared up quickly in a hurry. And basically we know the rumors are not true. There was nothing done to Kandi's reputation with that rumor. And so Portia really didn't take anything from Kandi, other than, people for a while was making tweets and posting on Instagram that, Kandi's the Bill Cosby. So that was a little bit, but, Kim took 80 grand and made her look embarrassed. Took her money after she done slaved and worked to help this woman sound decent on a record, decent on a song, and Kim then turned around and took her money and was like, I ain't paying you, lady. I ain't paying this black woman no money. And that's exactly what went down. So anyways, it is what it is. Seems like next episode might be better, but it was just kind of dry, because it was just dry. I don't know why, but it was just dry. It was like, You know, the Nene situation with the comedy tour, you know, is really old. You know, we all discussed that a couple of months ago. And then Kim is just like if no one's really gonna come at Kim and get at Kim, then there's no point to have her on here, because you don't want to see this witch in a wig going around pointing her finger and trying to down all these black women. Nobody want to see that. Peace. I'm out. One love.